Hello and welcome to another Scottish Car Enthusiast video. By the time you've seen this video, by the time this video uploads, you'll have probably seen the first in our series of magazine look backs at a magazine. So you'll probably have seen it was the Fast and Modified magazine. Well, I think we're going to go and head for one of the big boys now and go with Max Power. So today's vlog is just a wee vlog on just to tell you a wee bit about how I became a Nissan enthusiast. So my love affair with the Nissan probably came when I bought my first car, which was a 1998 Micra K11 Micro Twister. And it's probably before that was my first foray into Nissan ownership. I didn't think she was going to stop there. But probably more likely came about when my dad actually got a Nissan Almera. For years and years, probably most of the early 90s, my dad had driven Escorts all the time, and the new Focus was coming out, and I think it was probably too expensive at the time when the Focus was launched as a car for my dad to look at. So he looked at a Nissan Almera and he picked up a special edition Almera Steam, based on just a 1.4. And you've seen an Almera, they're not the greatest looking cars, but for what they are, they're not too bad. They do the job which you want them to do. So that was my first foray into Nissan ownership, and also at that sort of time I was beginning to leave school, and after a job I didn't really like, I moved into working for Arnold Clark, which unexpectedly was above the Nissan dealership in Edinburgh. And so I was surrounded with like Micras, Almeras and the like. And my dad then got, in 2001, he got himself another Almera. It was a 1.5. It was a facelifted Almera that came out in 2001. It was the Almera, it was called a Sporting, but it was just essentially a base model. So that, the Nissan interest was still there. Quite enjoyed of the Nissans in the family, and by then I was beginning to look at starting to drive. So my learner cars were Micras. I drove in one of the first sort of the N-Reg K11s, and then I drove in I think it was a W, and then I went into a Corsa, but we'll forget about that. After I passed my test, I was looking at cars like Starlets, Swifts, and we just happened to take a trip down to Arnold Clark one day, and we seen this little green Micra, and that cemented it. I wanted a Micra, and that's how I became a Nissan enthusiast, because I quite like Nissans. Have a reputation of being reliable cars. The Micra was nothing special. It was bright. It was a special edition, bright green, hardly anything. It was, just had like air conditioning. They had air conditioning as a luxury, wind up windows, etc, etc. But that car lasted me 3 years, and I travelled quite a bit in that car, to be quite honest with you. Oh, I've no shut here. Okay. That's unusual, must be. Yeah, so that car lasted me 3 years. I think it had about 20,000 miles in it. Going to the Lake District, going to Yorkshire, going to car meets like Crail. So it's a good wee car. And after that I wanted to replace it with a I wanted to replace it with another micro. I wanted to replace it with a K12 micro, so we went and had a look at the K12. It was a 1 litre E, and I bought it on Friday the 13th, which basically meant that the car was destined to be doomed. First problem I had with that car was the boot wouldn't open, so that was back the next again day getting the boot fixed. And then it's just sort of developed little random faults, like issues with the airbag, lights coming up on the dashboard, the engine management light, which was related to the BCM or ECU, which is a pain in the backside. And there was a couple of times it refused to start, one being just before I was due to go on a week's holiday, as you do. And that was up. I don't know what's up with this car today. I don't know if it's because it's a lack of use, it's not. Yeah, so it was pretty unreliable when I got the car, and it was like a love-hate relationship with that car. You'd want to hate it, then you'd love it again, and then something else would go wrong with it. And for about 2005, middle of 2005, I actually started working as well as it should be, so I ended up treating it to a set of alloy wheels and try to make it stand out a wee bit. But at the end of my mind, it was like one of these things that it was just a wee bit of a niggle, and I ended up punting it after about a year and a half, vowing never probably to have another Nissan again until my pal got a micro back in 2017. Which he sort of tempted me to get another one, and in the end I went and had a look at a K11 way over in Carluke, and I spent about £175 on it. So you see it? Yeah, so ended up spending £175 on a yellow micro. Again, not a problem. Speedometer never worked, so that was an interesting drive back from Carluke. But that was just into a fuse in the car, and stuck a big exhaust on that. I had that car for 2 months before it failed its MOT spectacularly. And that was out, and that was my story till about 2 months ago, when I came to look at getting rid of my Volvo because it was going to cost me a wee bit of money. So I seen a garage that I quite liked, and I spotted a Qashqai and a Note. And the car that really interested me was the Qashqai. It's a car I never really considered, but I preferred looking at the Note because it actually looked a wee bit nicer. And I think it was lower miles as well. But in the end, the Qashqai looked as if it was a better proposition. It was a bigger car for me. And I couldn't really see myself in a Note because it just reminded me of a K12 micro. So I've got a G10 Qashqai. Covered about 730 miles in it. It's not a bad wee car. I think maybe the throttle's a wee bit sticky in third gear sometimes, but we're just going to see how that goes for the time being. Because I've got a warranty in this car, so I can take it back. No, I quite like Nissans. They've always been a source of reliability. They've been, apart from backspace with the K12, they have been a source of reliability. They're a big name now. They're Japanese. I do like the brand. It's something totally different to your normal Ford. I mean, this Qashqai is a crossover, so it's a hatchback and a sort of soft off-roader. But you wouldn't know. Sometimes you didn't know you're in the SUV. Yes. One of these cars you can drive. You can drive it sensibly as well. You can have a wee bit of hoon as well with it. And I'm hoping that this car will do me a couple of years before I look at a replacement for it. But if you look for like a reliable car, then why not consider the Nissan brand? They're built. Some of them are built in Britain, some are built in Japan, but they are noted for reliability, and they've got a wide, extensive range. So I'd just like to thank you for watching this rambling. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts TV. I'll have another video, probably most likely. I'm going to try and do Max Power magazine review and see how that goes, but we'll see what happens in the channel over the coming weeks. But for a moment, I'd just like to thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.